Hey, this is Joseph Flahiff, and I want to welcome you to this video where I'm going to be talking about the financial implications of value-driven product development. So, blah, blah, blah. Lots of words. Basically, in lots of my other videos, you've seen me talk about the practical benefits of prioritizing your work by value to your customer and delivering it really quickly in small increments, right? And I'm going to show you now the financial ramifications of that. Now, obviously I have to make the disclaimers. I'm not saying that you will actually see these kinds of results. This is an example. Results are not typical, blah, blah. But the math is what I want to show you and understand the concepts behind what's possible. So this is the financial implications of value-driven product delivery, development, production. Let's go. All right. So this is your typical plan-driven, your typical, hey, I'm going to build it all and then I'm going to launch it. This is, I'm going to do 6 months of product development and then I'm going to launch it. So in this example, I've got a $5,000 a month investment that I'm making building. Maybe I'm paying a team to build stuff. Maybe it's just $5,000 that I'm not making in other places because I'm doing this work. But it's a $5,000 a month investment. And then boom, in the 6th month, we go live. Yay. It's starting to bring in $10,000 a month. Wouldn't that be awesome? $10,000 a month is for the foreseeable future, this product will be able to deliver for us. So what does this look like on a payback and break even standpoint? So what that looks like is every month you're investing $5,000. And so by the end of the 6 months, you've invested $35,000 into this product or service development to get it out there. And then you start seeing payback from that. You get payback in month number 10. So your actual, not payback, your break even is in month number 10. Because you have no money coming in for those first 6 months, you're just plowing away, and then it turns around. On the 7th month, you start seeing income, and on the 10th month, you break even. The rest of that is profit. So by the end of the year, this is a 12-month window. By the end of the year, you've made $25,000. All right. Let's see what it looks like if you were to change it just slightly. If we were to change it slightly and say, hey, instead of building it all and launching it with a big fat launch, let's do a small release first, meaning small being a relative term. Let's release 1/6 of the stuff. But it's the most important stuff. It's the stuff that our customers are really screaming for. It's the stuff that's really going to get them coming through the door. And the 80-20 rule applies to any work that you're doing probably. So 80% of the value that you're going to create is probably 20% of the work that there is. So if you look at this timeline, these first 3 are most of it. But so you see the highest value thing we deliver first, the next highest value thing we deliver second, the next highest value deliver 3rd, 4th, 5th, and the 6th release is the least highest value. And let's assume that we're using a monthly release for this. So what does that look like when you look at the cash flow? So that's what that first one that I looked at with you for the plan-driven typical model. With this one, you'll see the purple on the top. Okay, what's the purple? The purple is the income that you're receiving. So here in month 0, of course, you don't receive any income because you're building. So for the first month, you're building and you don't have anything. The end of that month, you launch, and you launch part of what you have that is enough, that is the high value thing. Your customers are excited about it, but it's only 30% of the total $10,000 a month that you would normally be receiving if you release the whole thing. So you can see here, it's 30% of that. So it's just over $2,000. It's maybe $3,000 or whatever it is. Not a ton of money. It's not $10,000 a month, but $3,000 a month ain't bad. And I keep building. And the next month I release the next piece. And that has, if you look back here, that was 25% of the value that my customers will be receiving from it. And therefore I can raise the price of it by that amount. So I'm starting to see more value coming in, and I'm on top of this. So there's this plus this. And that keeps going until you get to month 6, when I've built it all and released it all, and now I'm getting $10,000 a month. Boom, 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 for in however long the product life cycle is. So that's the idea. So you're able to see how it starts paying itself off before you're done. You're able to start seeing revenue before you're completely done. And what that does to your payback break-even time frame is, traditionally, with the traditional model, you break even in month 10. With this model, you half that. You cut that number in half. You break even in month 5 and are starting to make profit. Not only that, in the first model, by the end of the year, you've only made $25,000. By the end of the year with this one, you've made $68,000. Results are not typical. But the math works that you've made, because you've been receiving income all along as you've been going, you actually are able to have a higher net income at the end of the year, because obviously you've been getting more money, more time. But it gets even better. Now look at this. Look at these releases. These pieces, functions, pieces of your product or service, whatever it is. I'm talking to someone about a class that they're developing. And this was the class that you were developing. And the most important thing that the students needed to know, you released in the first release, and you started getting customers, second and third ones. And you come along here and 80-20. Here's probably 80%. Well, let's see, 30 plus 25 plus 20. Man, that's pretty close to 80% right there. Should I do these? What if I didn't do those? Would my customers care? Well, they don't know I'm planning on doing them. I haven't been talking about them. Am I going to lose business because of it? Well, I'm getting business right now. Let's see what happens. What does that do to the math? Well, you can see here that the first thing it does is that it reduces the amount that we have invested in the company, in the business, in the product. So $5,000 a month only for 3 months instead of for 6 months. Half the time, half the investment. And you'll see that you're still getting the income. But wait a minute. There's another thing missing here. You're not over time going to end up making the same amount for that product. So you will actually reduce your net monthly income for that product. So that's something you want to consider. Do you actually want to cut that back? Because it is going to reduce the total value to your customer of the product that you're developing for them. But let's see, what does that do to the break-evens and to the rest of the math? Look, so traditional model is month 10. The value-driven model is month 5, and the scope-reduced value-driven, you break even in month 3. And by the end here, you're upwards of $90,000. So with the first model, you were at, I think, $24,000. The second model, you were at $68,000. And this model, where you've reduced scope, you've done less work. You've had to do less work. And yet, at the end of the year, you're closer to $90,000 instead of 68 or 24. Oh my God. Why would you do anything else? Why would you take any other approach than this incremental, value-driven release model? So that's what I wanted to share with you. Obviously, I get a little excited about it. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please like this video, like my page. And if you're interested in doing this kind of thing with your product or service, give me a call. I'd love to talk with you about how it might look for you, for your whatever your product is that you're working with. Maybe you're teaching or developing a class, or maybe you're developing a product for some customers. Whatever it is, let's have a talk and see if we can reduce your time to break even and increase your overall income. All right. Thank you for being here. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.